Hello everyone, I am Surabhi. Welcome to my channel. We have Sunil, my husband, the homeschool dad here, and we have few more questions which we all want him to answer today. So the first question which has been asked, like, if I say, or which I often say, that I don't want to homeschool, I get exhausted, I get tired, and I'm like, kal inko school bhejo, I'm done with it. What do you do? Or in a long term, if I decide that I don't want to homeschool, I'm like done with it, what would you do? So
okay, yeah, this has happened quite a bit and not very often, but yes, it has happened quite a bit.
Especially during COVID.
Yeah, so she gets, okay, Sunil, I'm done, send them to school. So how do I do? Generally, see, I know this is impulsive, I know her. It's the pressure of working whole day, kids not listening sometime. So I know it's the pressure. So that's why I have it's not a trick, but I generally take her out. Actually, we have a coffee, or we go out and spend some time together, relax a bit. Then I calm her down, especially after coffee. That works brilliantly. She calms down, and then when I come after a couple of hours, we come back and then say, okay, now you tell me whether you really want to homeschool or you don't want to homeschool. And then they say no. So then she gets okay. So I know this is momentarily. It's more of impulsive, and my job at that point of time generally is to calm her down. Now, if it really happens, and if Surabhi decides, okay, Sunil, done. You don't, I don't want to, then I know it's a combined journey. So and especially Surabhi's contribution is much more than my part here. So it's gonna be very difficult to homeschool. So then I'm very sure I have to kind of because I cannot take care of them. We cannot just say, okay, it's not a half-hearted attempt, right? It needs to be very full attempt. If you really wanted to, it's a lot of effort. People will burn out. It's a marathon. So if we have to do homeschooling, we do it properly. And so if she doesn't decides not to do, then I'm.
What about you homeschooling and I go back to work?
Yeah, maybe I can try that that thing that okay, we switch the roles. But I know myself. I will get, because this requires a lot of patience, and hats off to Surabhi, because this requires a lot of patience, and I know I have improved, my patience level have improved, but I still cannot I have my own threshold. So I'm very sure I will break down. Maybe I can try that for a few.
But mostly kids will go back to school. Yeah. He cannot.
So I don't think if it comes to me, I think I'm not. I can teach a subject here and there, life skills, sports, and all those things. But I think complete taking responsibility without Surabhi not into it.
No,
it's gonna be difficult. So I'll be very honest. I think the kids are going to school.
Yeah. So that's what it's. He is contributing definitely, but it's me running the show and a lot of responsibilities. But he's on the background, when I'm like broken, shattered and tensed and crying, he's the one who takes care of everything. Like basically takes care of me, let go a lot of things, and he's like, okay, let's come. He scolds the kids like, see, मम्मा का मूड खराब हो गया, तुम लोगों ने कर दिया आज कुछ, प्लीज आज मम्मा को शांत रहने दो, and let me talk to her, otherwise you guys are going to school. So he takes care of a lot of those hard moments, which are like quite often. In COVID it was a lot. Now when things are opening up and I can go out and we, there's less stress, mental stress is less. So he takes a lot of care of my moods, my tantrums, my peace of mind, so that we can homeschool. But he cannot homeschool, that's very clear. It's completely and my responsibility here. But again, as he said, that he has learned in all these years. So I want you to share, like, in all these 8 years, what are your learnings, what are your insights as a homeschool dad? You share some responsibility, some subjects and everything, and we talk a lot about homeschooling and how we want to homeschool, what is our vision. So what are your key learnings in all these years as a parent or as a father or just as a homeschool dad?
No, I have learned a lot. I think this last few years has been really a roller coaster. But I think if I look at the whole thing, maybe the first thing which I really learned is the patience. Yeah, I was telling, right, I'm not a very patient person, but what I have learned is to be very patient, because teaching, when I'm giving a presentation in my office is different, and when I try to give some kind of a even in a 5-minute talk to them, it's their attention span is different. They focus, they get defocused so easily. So
They don't listen, like, it's not interested. They just tell us, like, we don't like it, Papa, we are leaving.
And you really need to, on the fly adjust. You really need to keep yourself calm. And I generally take deep breaths when I'm teaching them, because they're. So I think the number one is the learning for me is I have become a more patient person now.
And he's learned, like, how do you teach kids? It's not like teaching your team member, giving a knowledge transfer. You have a different way of teaching with kids or talking to kids, and not talking there, like, if they walk out like, Baba, we don't like it, it's not disrespect, it's just they're generally not interested. You have to change the way of your teaching. It doesn't work. First time when I asked him to teach something and he made a presentation, I wanted him to talk about the laptop ke andar kya hota hai. I had no idea, like, just talk about RAM, ROM, and like how laptop works. And they were like, it's so boring. And he was like so angry, like, how can they talk to me like this? That's like, it's just, you have to make it more interesting. They are not like bad kids, but you were boring. Your presentation was so boring. So yeah, he had like, okay, that's how you talk. And okay, it's not that they're bad behaved kids, but it's just that there's a way to teach the kids.
So by the way, if you want to give presentation, don't give them, I think maybe 1 or 2 slides, that's it.
Yeah, he made a 15-page slide for talking about computers.
Yeah, so I think you have to go, and I think the other very important thing is you need to slow down. That's also I've learned a bit. Generally, we are very fast paced, we learn very fast, and we expect the same from kids. The thing I've learned is that slow is the name of the game, right? And I myself I'm trying to learn because I'm a sprinter. I do not like marathons, but this homeschooling journey is a marathon, and it's not that okay.
Parenting is also a marathon, right? So you cannot teach all the kids in the one go itself. It's like one step a day, one single thing a day, sometimes one single thing a week. So you have to be like very slow with kids because they are kids. So what are one is the patience level and the way how to teach kids. What else is your insights?
Yeah, I think apart from that, if I see, I think how to I've become much more aware of my time also, like, right? So now I know this is my start time, this is my end time. When I go to office, generally, okay, let's say 9 to 6 is my off time. So I'm much more aware because I know kids are waiting because I want to play with them, and they are kind of a stress buster for me. So I look forward to play with them.
Also, sharing the time between wife and kids and office. This also he learned all these years, because it was earlier only me and him. I was working and we literally did not spend much time together. But now when I'm not working, but like with kids all day, he knows that I need my own time just to throw it out whole day what happened. So he really has learned to manage 3 of these parties, like his office, in himself also 4 parties: your own time, office, kids, and wife.
So time management is what
you
comes
have
to
learned
mind.
in these
years. I still work in progress. I'm not perfect there, but yes. Now because earlier it was just me. Initially when we got married it was 2. Now it's like the kids as well. So you need to you have to become much more aware and conscious about and more mindful of where you spend your time. So I think that is also one thing I've kind of learned.
Again, I need a lot of support. Mental, like teaching subjects is one thing, but mentally I need a lot of support. Whole day I'm not talk to an adult. I have tried, keep my patience level like on the brim. In the end, I want to talk. I want him to listen to me, and I want him to give me time, which was not much requirement before I had kids. So that is a very big thing, So he shares a responsibility mentally a lot with me, if not physically. He doesn't have responsibility for kids or picking up, dropping up, planning anything, but he has a responsibility to make sure that we all are happy, we all get our time with you, and we all get to talk to you.
So it's
a lot of sacrifice in a way on that time.
But I think we have to. This is a family thing, right? So homeschooling cannot be done alone, or a single parent. It's going to be very, very difficult. So I think as a family, you have to come together. You can divide your roles, but I think if it's only Surabhi or me, we'll get burned out, right? So I think it has to gel together, and both the husband and wife has to come together. And that's what I have learned. If I sometime I'm busy with the office, and I don't focus more on kids and Surabhi, I see the change in dynamics of my house. So I need to be
Things
very
get bubbling up inside.
yeah. So I really take care of that. I've learned that I cannot be just office only. Yeah. So
Just because he brings money home does not mean that he's not unstable to us, or he doesn't have to do things for us. That is one part of his job, but again, he's still a husband, he's still a father, and this he has learned. It was not an easy journey. We had fought, we have cried, we have talked for hours on all nights, just setting expectations very clearly with each other. No, Sunil, I want this time. I want to talk to you every single day. Not single. I understand when he has a lot of deadlines, but yeah, we have to really come with terms like what are my expectations as a wife, and he has to keep with it. Cannot give excuses. I bring money, so you can't ask questions. That was a big adjustment in learning. And the last question, which was asked, like, are you happy that we homeschool?
Yeah, obviously.
No, like, not like as a father you are happy, not like doing for my happiness. Are you happy?
See, for me, happiness comes from two things. One, from Surabhi, she's happy, and for the kids, I see my kids are very happy kids.
Yeah, but like homeschooling, do you think that homeschooling is a good thing in that way? Like, what are you thankful that thank God we homeschool, something like that? Not related to my kids happy, just like that, homeschooling concept wise.
No, because it that's why I support it, right? Because it is bringing happiness. It is bringing happiness to me, to my family, and it's working well. So I would I'm not here to push for for homeschooling, but yeah, as a concept, this is working. This is very individualistic. It is working for a family, and I'm liking it. We as a family like it. My kids like it. So yeah, we are.
But this learning style, we learn in a very different way than a conventional school. You know that, and it's a very conscious choice we have made as a couple, as a parents. So, and this we can do only because we homeschool. We don't have a curriculum. We don't go to any structured classes, and it's very different way of learning. As against whatever we have been taught, whatever have been told to us. Even now, our family is not very supportive the way we teach our kids, or like very unstructured way. So, are you okay with it?
Yeah, I think I think initial years now, kids are spending a lot of time with us, right? And the whatever we're learning, like we are 40 years, so whatever learning I have for 40 years, I really want to impart to my kids. I want to learn from. I want them to learn from us actually, because we have a condensed information of 40 years of experience, maybe good and bad. That is okay, but I want them to learn the life skill. I'm more towards academics is important, no doubt about it, but the initial life skills is what I really want them to in these initial years. I want them to really have a good holds or habits. And I want to teach them. I want like we learn from our parents, right? So I want them to learn from us, rather than from a third person.
And not much academic. That's what his stand is, that that's what academic time in our day is very less. But apart from that, we are doing a lot of things. We are talking, we are reading books, because he always feels that we till 10 or 11 let them be, teach them basics, but don't focus much on academics. Just let them be more explorative, more talking. He makes sure that kids spend time with each other. He makes sure that kids spend time with me, kids spend time with him, just talking anything, because again he feels that I have so much to talk. It's not like it cannot be counted in a way, but he talks a lot to kids too about his experiences, his office, how he was as a child. A lot of stories we talk. Academically we spend very less time. So
yeah, because I know academics will come. It's not that it's I think this is not the right time. That's what I feel. We can cope up with the academics later and on, if it's really needed. And we don't know what we really at this age also, we are not very sure of what
academically should be required.
Yeah, so there is no, the only plan we can do is more of a generic skill. So I don't want to focus too much on academics. Maybe people might disagree with me.
A lot of people disagree.
But I think initial years, let kids be curious, be inquisitive. They should be happy. Let them play and have fun. And yeah, that's what I believe.
So you are okay that we are homeschooling?
Yeah, I'm very happy with it.
So yeah, that's what Sunil point of view is about our structure, but whatever you see, like how we homeschool, about curriculum, about books or decisions, this all is a decision together. We spend hours and hours discussing what to teach, what not to teach, how much time we are spending, how much time we are going out, where we are going out. We talk a lot, and that's why I'd say it's, in YouTube it may be my show, you know, I'm there most of the time because he's mostly busy and he's not very comfortable coming on the camera, but it is a common decisions and we talk a lot, we discuss it a lot. So he has a very particular point of view when it comes to homeschooling. So that's what it is. It's not only me. So I just wanted to share and bring him also that, you know, it's a family thing. Homeschooling is never one pair. I mean, I feel I could not have done it alone. I could not take a single decision alone. Forget about it. You know, it's a big responsibility. So I'm very grateful for him. And I am here just to tell each of the family that, you know, talk it out. Figure it out how you want to lead your family, how you want your kids to bring up, and it should be entirely your decision. But ask questions, talk to other families, and we are here to answer and tell you how we do it, so that, you know, maybe it guides you, maybe it gives you ideas. That's all the intention of these videos are, and that's why I brought him here, because I want, as a homeschool dad, that, you know, he has a big role to play. Yeah. So I'm single-handed, I could not have done anything as of now. So that's why we are here. Thank you for listening to us. Any questions, please feel free to put the comments below, and I'll see you later. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.